So I have an email here from Brady. I'm going to keep his last name blacked out. Not important. Okay, so he wrote me, book ordered. Today, look forward to reading it. So this is a guy who bought my book, and now he's writing me some of his frustrations, a bit of his rants. What he writes is indicative of what most agents feel, a lot of agents experience, because they've been taken advantage of so many times by the guru party down here in salesperson land, predator prey, and it's a great distinction. In a sales culture, there's a predator and there's a prey. In the media business, the media culture, there's a community. People who like to consume the same type of information or have the same ideology, that all think and like and agree. And so I'm going to read this to you. It's been a while since I've read a real estate book that is worth anything. The internet is full of 100 people telling you what to do and charge you just to get an idea of what they are pitching. Then, once you buy it, you have to spend more time trying to determine what the quote-unquote secret ingredient is than actually implementing anything. Then comes a death spiral of chasing the paycheck that leaves everything you read, thought, or dreamed of about in the rear view in hopes that you don't come across desperate. I would like to just find a no bullshit, step-by-step solution that spells everything out from the beginning. Tell me what to invest in and actually what it costs, third party plus implementation, in a step-by-step process from a broke agent point of view, no upsells. In other words, assume I have 2 to 10 hours to implement something in anywhere between $25 and $400 or more a month to invest. What hierarchy should I consider to take steps in? I'm tired of being overpromised and never delivered by all the so-called coaches who are better at marketing to agents than agent marketing. And he continues, whenever I get the pitch from anyone that says one transaction pays back the investment, it pisses me off. That one transaction goes towards living expenses and now healthcare costs. Now, this gets to a bigger point. He's tired of people promising him things that don't get delivered on. Here's what I promise. Here's what Gary Vaynerchuk promises. Learning the skills to produce content that is engaging, that is entertaining, that is authentic, that is personal, that is ideological and conviction driven, that focuses on the community and not self-interest. It's the hardest damn thing that you'll ever need to learn. That I can promise. It's not easy. It's difficult. It's why most people will never build a community, because they don't have it in them. They're looking for that secret ingredient. They're looking for that get-rich-quick magic pill. And so I want to read one more phrase to you. Okay. This, I fear, could be why, and he's talking about how he didn't have the money to invest in something else that he saw. This, I fear, could be why I'm unable to get the items I need. The real, all caps, the real package with all the answers. I responded back to this individual. I said, that's why you're broke. If you keep that mindset, you will continue to be broke. Goes back to what Gary Vaynerchuk said. If you don't start to realize and accept that content, putting out stories, is the true currency of society, the secret to building a community, the secret to building true relationships, then let's have this discussion in 4 years and see where you're at. Because you're going to be in the same exact place you are now, or maybe worse off. And this is a guy who read my book, bought my book, and I'm grateful. And I hope he didn't take my comments to him the wrong way. But the difference between me and everybody else selling the guru party is that I'm not here to cater to anybody, to pander to anybody. The truth is there is no step-by-step in business. If there were, there would be no failing businesses. That's why I love the message of the Lego movie. If you haven't seen the Lego movie, I encourage you to go see it. There are instruction followers, and if you lose the instructions, you stand there still, waiting to get eaten, waiting to rot, waiting to deteriorate, because you don't know what to do next. Then there is the master builder, the person who doesn't need instructions, the person who can adapt from situation to situation because he's developed skills. He sees what other people cannot. That's what makes him a master builder. And so when you're thinking about building a community and you're thinking about creating content, and if you want to do this on a daily basis, there's no step-by-step for that. There are only skills that allow you to see what other people cannot see. And if you haven't yet developed them, then you need to. And anything else is a lie. Anything else is a fraud. Now, I'm not saying you can't make money down here in salesperson land. You can. And I think about 2 to 3 to 5% of the population, that's who they are. That's their DNA. That's what they think, believe, breathe. And there's no changing the cowboys who want to jump on the phone and just sell shit to people. But I think most people, and I think it's indicative of why 92% of people never renew their licenses past the first 2 years, is because they don't want to be there in that land. And that's the only thing that the Guru Party pushes you towards. And so with that, I want to leave you with one exercise, one activity. If you're going to start to build a community, you need 3 things at least to start. You need a concept. And so think of your community that is being built as a sitcom. A sitcom has ratings. A sitcom has an audience. That's what you want. So you can look at a sitcom in a parallel context for your real estate business. You need a concept. What is your concept? What is the big overarching theme that you're going to talk about, that you're going to expound about, that's going to drive all of your content creation? That concept typically comes from something that you believe. Sitcoms, they also need characters. That's you. One of the things that a good sitcom has is good, well-crafted characters. They have very distinct personalities. And you have that in you. I know oftentimes we look at ourselves and say, there's nothing special about me. We grow up in New York or Los Angeles or San Diego or Vancouver, Washington, where I'm at. And I go, it's just home. Why would anybody want to come here? Why is there even a hotel in this city? I mean, people come here and stay the night? Why? And then, of course, I come across people and I go, oh, Vancouver is such a beautiful place. I would love to go back there someday. And I'm not talking about Vancouver, BC. I'm talking about Vancouver, Washington. It's right across the Columbia River from Portland, Oregon. And so a lot of people, they come up, they go to Portland, and they travel over to Vancouver, and they go do a little sightseeing, whatever there is to see. And I go, what in the hell? There's nothing here. It's Vancouver. It's just home. I take it for granted. And people do that exact same thing with their personality, with their viewpoints, with their convictions. They take them for granted. The reality is, a relationship is nothing more than a connection. You want to build a relationship with an audience? Figure out who you are, what you believe, what your message is. Put it out into the marketplace under the concept of a sitcom, and you will get ratings. You will get viewers. People will tune in to your show. And so those 3 things is what I want to leave you with today. Concept, big overarching theme. Who is the character? You. Define it. And once you define your character, what you stand for, what you believe, think of several stories that convey those beliefs. These stories are your message. That's what you put out into the world.